So, it's a Thursday night here in Queensland, 9 o'clock in New Zealand, 10 a.m. in the UK. And we've got the pleasure of having Julia, my cohort, and Thomas, who she's represented as a result of our conversation last Thursday to do with living in the diatomic spirit. Thomas can give us a deeper explanation for our own human needs. Over to you.
Hi everyone, welcome to our show Dreaming the New Dream. Welcome over free-to-air radio, digital and Facebook Live. Last week, Jeff and I we had the opportunity to try out a wonderful new restorative regenerative therapy which uses cymatics. I love cymatics. I always follow the cymatic sound engineers on Instagram. I'm so excited about it. So we thought we'd invite Thomas Straubacher in today to tell us a little more about a method that he's come up with that is having absolutely exciting results in terms of helping people who are suffering from chronic pain, migraines, Hashimoto's disease, and going through cancer, etc. So Thomas, welcome to our show.
Hello.
Correct. So Thomas, you're based here in Brisbane, are you?
Yeah, Brisbane.
Great. And tell us about how you got into the healing space.
In the healing space?
Yeah, you're a naturopath, right?
Yeah, I'm a naturopath. Basically, naturopath, acupuncturist, did all the studies in Australia, including in Germany. And I just ended up in Australia where I wanted to study acupuncture. It's not 25 years ago. And I'm still here. And in Germany, I started as well for 3 or 5 years. But it was more into medicine, but Germany had a different approach to natural medicine. There was basically medicine. The only difference was we were not allowed to prescribe medication, and I thought that's not there is more there. And so I came to Australia, and I'm still here.
So what actually, growing up as a boy, did you ever think you'd end up sticking needles into people learning acupuncture? You didn't practice like on the cat or anything?
No, but I went through a journey like everyone was, what it's doing. Like I said, we had a conversation before. It was 25 years whenever at Stansted Hall in England, so college there. Developing mediums and also healers and all this. And I was there, and I spoke with a lady today on Facebook. She went there as well. I brought the memory back actually. And even then, when I was not into medicine and all this, but I was always confused why people don't understand, what's going on. And now I understand it, 30 years later or more. This is basically the environment that we are so sensitive to vibrations and frequencies. And so I did studies on it for 20 years. And this 20-year studies brought me come back to basics.
Right. So the vibrations and frequencies is important because it relates to which part of the body?
Basically, every aspect of the body. As we can go through for 10 hours now, bringing all this, epigenetics with basically medicine, every aspect of the body, every aspect of the cells, every aspect of the energetic body, the chakras, morphogenetic fields. There's so many names out there. And I did pinpoint it down a little bit. For me, it's more the Taurus field. When this one Taurus field, yeah. When this one is balanced, then basically the body can communicate, the cells communicating. You have to look in here.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at you. I figured now. And And yeah, and so I did my studies on it, and they're in their peak now, so it's really working pretty well. That is amazing what's going on. And I'm able to go public with it.
Okay, so you've gone from pinning it down to working with sound and frequencies to and understanding that that's the key to actually creating a kind of sound wellness spa.
Yes, this is my new approach now. After working for 20 years as a naturopath, and I've been quite successful with it before as well. But before I had the vets and all the knowledge and all this, and now I'm on the way to creating something new, a sound spa and wellness center, where people just basically coming in for pure relaxation. And this is a different way of relaxation, where actually the body is the conductor, as rightly said, and the body tells the energetic system what to do. As you just come in, it's basically a form of float therapy. The only difference is a high floating, where you're not lying in the water, you're actually lying on the water.
Yeah.
And that is another term I bring in later. But my experience over the years was, and this was always my main approach in my practice, and was always first approach was calm the people down, help them with the pain, and that usually didn't took me weeks or months. That's usually my clinic happening within 10 minutes. You're pain free. Thanks to German technique, called biomesotherapy, and then work basically on the, not really on the nervous system, so on the energetic aspect. Yeah. And then I figured out when you work on this one first, and certainly the body started to restore itself much quicker, must actually make sense, and now with acoustic restoration, that we have really reinforced this process. This goes really, really quick.
Yeah. Yes, as a hypnotherapist, I understand that what we often have to do is we have to relax our clients as well. Otherwise, they can't go into a state of creativeness.
Yeah.
So the way that I was taught it was that you have the sympathetic nervous system and then the parasympathetic. So basically you have fight and flight, and you have relaxed regeneration.
Yeah.
And if you're in one, you're not in the other one, you're either or.
Yeah.
And Jeff and I tried your acoustic restoration therapy or somatic sound bed last week, and it really completely relaxed me. I don't know about Jeff. He was busy downloading information, I think. But yeah, what I did notice, and this is more for me as a Qigong practitioner, was that you lie in this beautiful water bed, and it's kind of comforting, like when you're on a boat. And underneath the bed, there's a transducer, and Thomas then basically played some cycles of music from nature that were then vibrated through to pretty much on the lower base of the spine, which is what we call the Mingmen, the gate of life. And I think by having that, the body just went, just went really relaxed. Whenever there's tension in the body, there's kind of knots and things just don't work. So I think that was it. That was a really eye-opening experience. Perhaps I can show pictures of the actual bed with the presentation slides that we've got. So good time to do that. So just opening up the actual picture of the IHCNM. It's your institute, Thomas.
Yeah.
And then you call it the acoustic restoration therapy. How old? How many years have you been using this method?
I started really intensively using it after I went with the health as well. And now in my clinic over 3-4 years now, I think, or even longer, I can't remember to be absolutely honest. But I was looking for my missing link. It was something, when you have a puzzle, you have nearly all together, and there was something missing. And it was actually not, well, it is based on sound wave and frequencies. It's not based on the frequencies. And what I was missing, I discovered that whole way basically that the body destroys itself. Every approach we do in today is that knowledge is disappearing. I don't like it. But I have seen when the body calms down on everything, the amazing results you can have. And I was looking to develop something that helps not only a much but on any form of therapies you're doing. When the body is relaxed, you have much more access to the person, and they will understand it much better what's going on. I had a few people, even with massage therapists, after they were on the bed, they said they have never seen their clients so relaxed. They could really go through to the muscles and releasing the knots were in there. They were never able to do that, that.
Yeah. So we're just showing on the screen for the air listeners that the radio that we're showing some beautiful, looks like a mandala, but it's basically there's a lot of photography now where we have moved beyond motor and motor, but we're basically putting light in to also show sound waves, not just frozen patterns. So that's cymatics. So we've got the slide here with this beautiful cymatics picture in red, and then you've got little blue elements underneath. Do you want to talk us through that one?
Yes. So the blue ones you see in there, this is actually the musical note. The white beautiful on the left side picture, that is from my sound engineer who works with me closely to develop the sound and the sound wave and the frequencies what is necessary for the bass. And on the studies that have been done on the cymatics, that is absolutely amazing. And what is really important, I think, and it's what I tell my people all the time, was it looks so beautiful. You have to remember we have over 70-80% water as well. So that is created in our body as well.
Yeah, so there's something that happens when resonance is there.
The resonance is matter, I don't want to go into epigenetics and all the other stuff. It's really too long, but it is an absolutely amazing stuff. Everything is vibration. Everything is frequencies. Everything.
It is. Yeah.
It's just the way it is. It's always been, will always be.
So, Jeff, when you went on Thomas's bed last week, how was the resonance for you? What were you resonating with?
I went in there at 12 o'clock and I came home at 6. Mind you, so good. I shouted a bit. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us how it works. Because you were there for a few hours. It wasn't just like a 10-minute pop in.
Well, first of all, I thought it was all smokes and mirrors, Yeah. But I'm a believer. Where's that song? I'm a believer. Bloody hell. Thomas, you're a legend. Yeah. Okay, so I get there and I just get there at 12 o'clock, go in, have a chin bag, and then he puts these little paddle things on your wrist there to get your pulse. Yeah. And he did a little biocom scan and he said, Jeff, acid body, liver shot pieces, and running on hormones. You need to go on this table. And of course, I go out to the massage table, and it's not a massage table. It's a bit wider than a massage table. And it's a water bed. And you just get on there, and I've got to tell you, no sooner I've got on there and he's talking to me, I've gone and had a sleep. Straight away. He comes back in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, he says, you're a snorer. I said, you've got to be joking. Oh, man.
Really?
Oh, it's gone, mate. Totally gone. So anyway, he takes me in. I mean, I never thought it's not going to be perfectly honest, but anyway. So I go there, we do another test run, and all my figures for all my energy centers had risen quite dramatically. And he said, okay, I'm going to put you on the table again. And this time, he said it was sound notes. It's like a piano, isn't it? So you got the white chords and black chords, you know? Boom, boom. So he presets it, and you can actually feel the waves coming through your body. It's just awesome. It's an experience for a lot of surf lifestyle. Going out with the surf and your body sort of thing. You know, you look for the pitch and the wave, and you know it's going to be a wave or a you're going left or right, and you can sense that being a surf lifestyle and catch the wave. You can feel these waves coming through very subtly, and you can feel the strong pulse of like a bass beat coming through. Yeah. And I was totally relaxed in my body. And then it's almost like a whole new TV channel opened across the floor, and they talk about the third eye. And I'm going to say, oh my God, I should be charging money for this. Oh, yeah. Wait, so it was better than being surf. You know, like I was actually in the surf, I could feel myself. It was totally awesome experience. And so we're back, and we had another tip, and the was up again. And I got to say, if anyone who's seen the movie Lucy, I'm ready to go back. I'm ready to go 100%. I'm going to do a Lucy. See you later. Yeah. Oh, thanks. Well, I thoroughly recommend. And just for a night's sleep. Amazing. What's now? Saturday was now Thursday. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, amazing sleep. Yeah. Okay, so am I recommending? I'm more than recommending. Yeah. I don't want you to do that because I want to use the table. So don't bother. I want to use the tables ready to turn it out. Thomas is not as amazing.
Yeah, Thomas has a lot of regulars who come to the clinic, and he supports them on their healing journey. And he's worked with people who have autism, fibromyalgia, Ross River fever, glandular fever, prostate cancer. Actually, our friend Greg Williams, who was here about a month ago, was the one who worked with Thomas because, you know, he's invented this technology, but then he actually goes and tests it with other therapists who, you know, specialize in different areas. Greg Williams obviously knows all about the meridians, the well-known ones, the not so well-known ones. And Thomas, you've currently got Drew and Jane Hodges, welcome, and Carol Heidemann, asking for your contact details and just joining in for a few minutes while I can. So just say hi.
Yeah. Hello.
All right, so back to the actual process. When you know, being German, I'm a bit more logical, so I'm just going to talk about. Okay, so if you go to Thomas's clinic, what can you expect? Thomas is great. You know, he sits you down in the office, and he is a naturopath, and he's studied a lot of other things where he has certificates for that, and he has a lot of equipment. So not just the bed, but he has a lot of really, really interesting analytical equipment. So you get attached to electrodes on your wrists that link up to the computer initially. So we do a before and after, and basically things that you get a look into what the state is of your parasympathetic system, your endocrine system, the vegetative index of the heart rhythm. So I think you use stuff from the heart rhythm, HRV from Heart Mass Institute. There's a tension index, and I'll talk about tension later. Energy resources. So, you know, it's like a cockpit. You know, you get all these monitors, and I got shown how much energy I've got, what my brain waves are doing, even like fractal analysis, circadian rhythm, aura, and meridians. So what I might do is I'll just pull up the charts of what you've got there. and I'm just going to share so that we can explain. But while I'm pulling that up, do you want to talk about sort of where you got that analytical software with? Some other therapists might recognize it, or is it proprietary to yourself?
Using it. I did bring it from Germany by some, in Germany it's by the neutralize too. So it's on the other doctors know this now, and the nice thing I just needed to have it. You know, it's actually, it's not a diagnostic tool, very important. It's not a diagnostic tool that belongs to medicine, but they have all the necessary equipment to do to help people. This is more on an energetic basic, you know, and what it really does, it measures everything from your heartbeat. So you always feel everything comes from the heartbeat, you know, and it is a former device the Russians use when they're living on their moon stations up there somewhere, you know, and they use that machine to see the organs are functioning properly or not. And, I'm using it now to show the people the effect on the bed, you know, and on a lot of people they're really surprised to see what's in there. I use two machines, and it's like quantum resonance measures in the energetic level, your inner levels. So I make the picture together, you know, and when they come on my help path, and here we're seeing a little aura image. This is my other machine. I have a few machines, but you're right, you just realized. But no, another one. And here you can really, you see that again, but before and after, you see the balanced chakras, you know, and this is what you can get, you know, and the energy field, everything on it. And that is what I mainly concentrate in my clinic. While the chakras are balanced and they're really nicely full, then the body starts to restore itself. And another thing is now, can you go back to another picture? When you, another one? Yeah, stop, please. Can you actually see? This is a 100 before. The one here with the green one or there is really low. And you look at the chakras, and then on the right side, you can see this is the energy field, how after being in bed, how the energy comes up. Yeah, but this is the color. This is not on the Nihilus machine. This is another aura machine I have. Yeah, but when you really look in the chakras, certainly they are much brighter in balance. But look at the heart. That energy, you know, amazing. And the heart has magnetic field.
Yeah, that's amazing. You know, there's the white light meditation where you bring it in through the head.
Yeah.
But then some people also use the white light in the heart. You can actually see it on the white light right now.
You can see, I figured this out with a lot of people, and it's really amazing.
Beautiful. All right, so should we look at the other metrics that you've got?
I'm sure.
What's this?
Go back to the aura again. So I can show
emotion stress level.
So you see here as well, you know, small energy field on one side and large energy field, you know. And when this energy field is that large and your Taurus field is really strong, and then now you basically also protected from EMF for radiation and everything. But when the body is basically a shield, you know, the shield is not, you're not coming from the energy field. Yeah. So,
and this is also one session.
Oh, yeah.
How long is one of the sessions?
Oh, no, there are sometimes I wanted to know, not even like 10 or 15 minutes on it.
That fast. That's what amazed me.
It is really fast, yeah. I must really say a lot of people coming in, like Jeff said, you know, blah, 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 and they lie on the bed and they don't stop coming. But I've never been relaxed like this. And then as me, as a practitioner, training, people that are training that field now, they are as well, you know,
we are supporting the people to understand what's going on energetically, not what's going on in the body, you know. That as well can help with it, you know, but mostly energetically. And I also get so weird.
So just on this next chart on the top left, that's the grey square with red dots, the blue square with green dots. What's that?
Yeah, this is a similar thing like the fractals, but when I go under this is the energy level.
Wow, that's a huge difference. So it's like not even a third. That's like
this is probably, I can't remember. I can't hardly see with my glasses, but this is half an hour later. When your body starts to relax, everything opens up and the blood flows, and all the nutrition can flow around the body. And most of the people there's the nutrition deficiency. No. The nutrition places hence the blood can flow, if it makes sense.
You know, there's the chi doesn't flow.
Chi is also nutrition. Thank you for that. Chi is nutrition as well, you know, and information and consciousness. Yeah. And here you can see I have this all the time, you know. Other doesn't have it as a special nutritional product. Then you can see on as well, you know, how it comes.
Yeah. And then on the bottom right, you've got, what's that, the ST and the SP?
And this is
the meridian.
Yeah. Sorry. Then you can see after a session, everything is in the yellow. The green means perfect. That's just
yeah.
Without this anymore. It's too much work. I just let.
So when I went on, you looked at my meridians and my endocrine system.
Yes.
And you didn't really tell me what you were doing because you just said, "Oh, you're a woman." You'll be an asshole.
Especially full moon as well. It was full moon. It affects everyone hormonal.
That's the meeting.
You're not
and this picture you're having just up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This picture is basically I thought when people come there
treatment or any alignment,
yeah. And this is
how they look like. The baby does not come
once or whatever in, lie on the bed. Is basically that's just recharging, you know, and this is my goal of it, you know. This is my main goal, you know, not only treat sick people, but healthy people so they stay healthy. Now it's your fractals.
I couldn't believe. I love sacred geometry and fractals, the whole idea, and then you've actually got a chart which looks really interesting.
It is absolutely amazing.
So where are the fractals on this? This is on the top right, is it?
Yeah, that one's you see how disturbed the fractal is here? Yeah, that is when it's really disturbed. The body doesn't know how to give the signals. Yeah.
On the top left.
Yeah, and then go to the other.
The right one, yeah.
The right one.
Yeah.
And this is when the body is relaxed.
Okay. And what's the red and the blue-green underneath?
This is just a chart from the fractals. This says, the remember biological age?
Yes.
That measures the biological age, you know.
Yeah. Look, this is one reason you want to go. I mean, I'm happy to say that in the analysis originally, my biological age was about 3 years younger than my chronological age. But after my hormones were fixed, it was 10 years younger. So,
yeah, but it only actually you have to understand when the body knows what to do. But we're living in a time it's just purely stress 24/7, you know, and it is amazing. I love this machine. Yeah, and this is not a nutritional aspect of it. I want to now really show you, everyone, among the people that can see it. This is my quantum resonance machine. You just hold it in your hand. It measures your mineral levels, vitamins. On that sample we're having here was actually a lady with a really big tumor. They wanted to cut off half of her right body off. It was so big. And she did chemotherapy, everything. Yeah, of course, you need that. And she wanted to do it, but she wanted to have other help as well. And she was a client before she had the cancer. Then she came back for that. And when you look this one, on the right side, the big list. This is about all her deficiencies, yeah. And after only 3 months, with chemotherapy, with everything, and with just a nutritional product I'm having, and somatic beds, you can see the difference. There's nothing left. The doctors were surprised as well. And on top, she hasn't had any side effects. Also, she had no hair loss. She had no neuralgia, nothing. She did really well with the chemotherapy. And this is the reason we are really happy. That's what it's here for, to support other modalities.
Actually, on the day that I came to visit you with a friend of mine, just as we were walking in, you had one of your clients that had been bitten by a dog and had prostate cancer.
Stuart, he's a magic man. He's the magic man, He was, do you want me to tell the story? Stuart is just absolutely magic. He came actually in with prostate cancer, and believe it or not, everything disappeared within 3 weeks. PSA went down, everything. Also, no one could make sense of it. My philosophy is, who cares? It's gone. Be happy. Let's work on it. It doesn't come back. And then he purchased a bed as well. He's every day on it, 2-3 hours. In the meantime, all his scars disappear. His hair starting to go from gray to dark. He's over 75, And then one day he went to the park and was bitten by a dog. And then he had a septic shock. And his wife told him to go with him, immediately in the hospital. And he was really, really bad. And he said, no, put me on the bed. And like he said, within 2-3 hours, wasn't it? He said, everything was gone. The swelling was gone, everything. Also, his immune system is still so strong, it just needs to be reawakened. And on his magic, he runs every day, still 10 kilometers. Also, but he is really amazing. When he comes in all the time, he's different. You can really see he gets younger, And he was a professional, as a boxer, the professional boxing, a big businessman, really big. And it helped him, It was amazing, Also, that is really, really amazing,
So for our listeners, let's get back to so when we came in, you basically analyzed, and we just showed some of the indicators that you look at, and then you basically introduced us to the bed, and then you choose some frequencies. And I think you said to me yourself that our body creates its own orchestra inside itself.
Yes. Absolutely,
and Bruce Lipton talks about this as well, that cells that get taken out of the human body actually grow better outside of the human body than inside, because there's so much competing and conflicting noise coming in. But how do you choose? Because you're the one who chooses which frequencies come into the somatics sound bed. You're the one who basically looks at Jeff and says, this is what he needs, looks at me and says, this is what she needs, looks at your sailor and says what she needs. How do you do that?
That is absolutely the difference now. And when you use the term frequencies, out of frequency gets a sound wave and all this, and that is the research, tons of research. Where I need to make sure, and everything interests. But the most important thing is when you're lying on the bed, I look at your reactions. I've seen thousands of people now, and when you put them on, immediately see, you have to be tuned in as well. It's not just press their button, say this is doing this. With this one, it's definitely not working like this. You have to be quite intuitive as well when you want to do that. And the frequencies and the sound waves, I don't even know what to call it anymore, so not confusing people. Let's call it the sound. It's made up completely differently. Yeah, it's not like with rifle machines and all this. This is completely a different approach. And I discovered with seeing so many people, certain protocols or programs work for certain people good, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4 really safe ones, and they work on everyone. There's so magic on kids, on animals. The animals the best anyway. You can see the difference in animals is unreal. And then after I test this one, and then I see the reactions of the person, And then slowly I come in, it's like an orchestra. You stay there and you're conducting this and this, but it's not the frequencies that are coming in. This time it's the person shows me what to put in. Yeah. It's not the frequency on the computer. I do not like when a computer treats a person. We are living things. We're not a machine. I love machines, don't get me that wrong. I got enough, but the thing is, and there's specially designed, let's say specially designed music, and I work with the sound engineer together, and so I've developed that little programs, and it's not like you go there and say, I have cancer, I have like fibromyalgia or Ross River. That confuses a lot of people. I don't have frequencies for that. I let the body deal with the system, and you're more than welcome to look on my YouTube channel. There's all my testimonials there, and I had people on it. I mean, I was still in disbelief. You want me to tell the story with fibromyalgia quickly? Yeah, with fibromyalgia, I had the lady since 20 years. Then she was diagnosed with Ross River, and after 4 relaxation treatments, she was basically pain-free. And I said, that must be misdiagnosed. Please go again, and have a look. This can't be, especially with that stuff. Well, after 8 months, then she stopped the treatment. Well, she felt good and everything, all good, And after 8 months, I say, I'll give you a call. And I really know a little bit skeptic. I say, especially with that, what medicine tells you and all this. And guess what? She's still pain-free. Hasn't been on the table since. And I have this a few things like this, And I bring it really back when you put the right music, like say music into the body or sound waves, the body knows what to do the best. And I had so many people that were alkalized the whole life, and they were certainly also acidic, and then they were completely alkalized, and after a very short time, And I bring it back through the relaxation, That's why I call it just relaxation technique.
You yourself have been. You can empathize with your clients because you've also been seriously ill yourself, haven't you?
I had leukemia as well, yeah.
Even as a therapist, believe it or not, audience, you can get very stressed and tense. Why did you get stressed and tense as a therapist?
Actually, I must really say, it wasn't a time. I know I was running for 12, 15 people every day when I wanted, and I didn't look after myself. And then I made the decision up. I said, I never do this. It was actually on Christmas Day, I closed down where I still was on the 24th fully booked. And I said, I never do this again. And certainly get the symptoms, went to the hospital, and I thought it was my gallstones. And guess what it was? Leukemia. And so my journey started, And after this, I thought, now it's time, we are learning about our own health again, and the back came in on the boom, and so my puzzle was completed. So I call it a puzzle. It was like, I was really successful before, I had always a name, like I said. I mean, sometimes people coming in with walking sticks, they're running out without. But I don't like to complicate things too much. And I'm not against any other modalities. I love medicine. I love everything. Everything has its space and place. And we can save 8 billion people anyway, can not work that hard. But the thing is, you have to bring really the energetic aspect of life into it as well, that has to come back. And I'm not giving up on that one. But sometimes, like the mineral machine I showed you for quantum resonance, I get people in, and when they put their teenagers on, they have readings for 60-year-old people. They're so depleted on the nutrition from the stress, and I think it is time to change this a little bit. That is my main thing.
And that goes back to your opening statement, Jeff, doesn't it, about, all this pollution and the soup that we're in at the moment. And I think you were saying over dinner that a lot of the food that we get in supermarkets doesn't actually have any.
This is the whole problem. There is 20 years ago, there was now 50% less nutrition in the food, and now it's over 70, 80. And you can actually talk to every nutritionist, and the studies are out there. Just Google it. And it is really, there's not much nutrition in the food anymore. And
well, unless you grow it yourself.
unless you're growing yourself and you really look after the earth and all this. And I do have my own chickens, even in the city. You know, I cannot eat that supermarket eggs. Also, I throw it away. I say, what on earth is this? I grow my own salad on my veranda. You know, I can't eat the salad from the supermarket. It tastes like nothing. You know, when you know the difference, it comes back. You know, and anyway, from my generation, we were not lucky. We had good food. You know, but now it's just take away and all this. And be honest, I think everyone knows there's no nutrition in it. Also, you count 1 and 1 together, basically.
Several years ago, we actually spoke about it many years ago. The guy was the national manager for a food manufacturing and distribution company on the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
And he was washing his car down on the Saturday, and he collapsed, and the wife rang up the ambulance, and he died. And the ambulance officers went and checked the wife and the kids, and they put him in the ambulance and took him to hospital, and they put them on drips. So the autopsy just revealed that this fellow had died of malnutrition. And the reason he died of malnutrition and why the wife and the kids were taken in was they're pretty close to malnutrition as well. Thing was, he was bringing home all the frozen products from work. He was going to freeze them, and the wife was defrosting them in the microwave and then cooking them in the microwave. And so he was just eating microwave food, no nutrition whatsoever. Yeah. The only thing that saved the wife and the kids was that she was making them lunches, and she would duck out twice a week, catch up with her girlfriends, and she would have a salad, some sort of lunch. And the kids would come home via other mates' plates and our friends and so forth, and they'd have fruit. And so that's what saved them. But there's a lot for what you've had to say there, Thomas.
This really, unfortunately, it is like this, and it's actually it's getting really worse. I mean, when I started here nutritional, I stopped it to do a degree in it and all this, but anyway, when we spoke with the lecturers, you know, I mean, she's a nutritional doctor and everything, you know, and when you go to the seminars, they are not public. You don't see that studies. They're holding that studies back, you know, and it is alarming. It's alarming. It's getting less and less. And this is, on this way, you know, the people, let's say, they're maybe behind it or whatever, doing on purpose or not, I have no idea. I can make my decision up, but they're not doing it. But they're making people depend then later on little pills, you know. Then oh no, you have to be your whole life on this one and this one. And I've seen it 1,000 times, you know, where my aim is to actually get from a list like products like this down to only 1 or 2, you know. Now I'm lucky, I'm just using 3 or 4 products in my clinic, and that's it, and this does the whole job. But it took 20 years to figure it out, you know. And it's absolutely amazing, you know. But nutrition is a vital part. Without that, it's going to be harder to get back to the field.
When the Brisbane Broncos came into the competition, they took a humongous scientific approach. And one of the key people was a lady called Holly, and she was a nutritionist. Yeah. And she went through all those guys and their body fats and their skin, what do you call it? To take the measurements. Yeah. And
that's measurements.
Yeah, so she actually came up with a whole nutritional regime for the Broncos. And I think if you ask them today, I don't know whether they'll be following that regime, because they'll probably like to have a few beers and a few steaks, you know, as opposed to doing all the training regime. So, but there's certainly a lot for having a healthy diet and good wholesome food, isn't it?
They do have an extremely healthy diet, but this healthy diet is based on, most of the time with the people on science, to keep them going, what sports they're doing. But so when they're finished with the sport, they have a few problems. Let's put it that way, simple. They have really, when the body doesn't get the right nutrition in, the body is not able energetically in any way to restore, and we need it. We really do need it, or it depends on medication. But the medication does not restore you either. That just stops the signals to the brain, to be absolutely frankly now. With any pain medication, there's a certain aspect in the body what's happening, but it doesn't stop the pain. I mean, when you just go in and see, people with arthritis, they still have hands like this, but they're on tablets since 20 years. Hasn't done anything, but it's a mind thing as well. But nutrition is, and it's amazing to see when the nutrition builds up. And you have seen one or two slides here when I introduce nutrition, and you see then how the energy level gets up, And this is what's in my product in there, but it really speeds it up, what's in there.
So when I saw you on Saturday, one of the things that you did was actually showed me the musical notes that attributed to the body itself and its different cellular structures, and the DNA and how it communicates with the RNA through sound waves. And also you showed how organs and how the chi energy lines run through the whole body.
Yeah.
And of course, with Julia, you targeted her hormonal issues. And I'm quite sure females
I don't have any hormonal issues, okay, just for the record.
Yeah, I could say differently, but now the thing is, with Julia, I wanted her just to feel it, and that was a safe things to do. But it's just, Austrian and Germans, they have always the little jokes,
Exactly. Sorry, Jeff, back to you.
Back to you now,
Okay, so it's taken you 20 years to actually find the musical chords and notes. I mean, the human voice operates in 5 octaves, and in all those notes and semitones and so forth.
Yeah.
What interests me was when you started talking about nutrition and food. Have you actually gone and tested each one of those products in an organic sense, and those that are being grown and packaged, to find out what its musical tone or frequency resonates to? Is that something that could be possibly done to find out? Because we're part of the food chain, and
it's already done.
It is. So
I just Google it. Everything is on Google. You have to really be specific with the words when you want to go into it, And it's like this one PDF file I showed you, But this is a research they are trying to hold back, right? This interferes a little bit what's going on in medicine. Medicine is not even holding it back. They're just trying to make, again, it out. It is their invention, so they can sell it and make money out of it, And it's getting a little bit too far as well. Right? I mean, they're destroying everything in the same time frame, And but everything is out there. I have research in my computer. This is. They're from all over the world, and the same as with quantum physics, it explains it really pretty well, but go back in history, the stuff was done 10,000 years ago, and the monks with the chanting and all this. I just was reading another book, and then comes religion and all this in the equation as well, you have to look between the papers, Are you familiar with spagyrics? This is the form they made 1,000 years ago, their own herbal formula. When you see the magicians and they looked for the, what's called philosopher's stones, And guess what? I found them. Yeah, look in the mirror. That's the philosopher's stone. All the information is in here, my friend. And I did the studies here in Melbourne. 2 amazing people. They're not the only one. They're still alive. They're doing it. Like the old masters did it. I really recommend it. Go there and do it. It's amazing. And they're really amazing. And but the thing is, they're looking for something what our body has already, that knowledge, And here, that one is the philosopher's stones. You don't look for a little stone somewhere, It's this one. I'm sorry, this is my thing.
So in the matrix, you get the red pill and the blue pill.
Yes.
So what would you put in that pill that would unlock that information in the body, so that that
the way how I unlock this one is with the technique what acoustic restoration therapy uses, and that's what I thought many times. How is it possible, when certain antibodies disappearing, and the professors, they've since 40 years, they've never seen this in their clinic. Client comes and the antibody is not there anymore. It is the relaxation. It is not a relaxation what is controlled with the brain waves and all this. This is the outcome of it. Of course, the brain starts to correspond and all this. But when the whole body is relaxed and you do not manipulate it, wow, then you get results like this. Also, it is therapeutic in one form for the energetic basic, and it can also be very helpful, like I said again, with other modalities to reinforce what they wanted to achieve. I have many people that were for, my God, 20 years on antidepressives, and they didn't even tell me, and then certainly they came and said the doctor needed to stop the antidepressives.
Because one of the things that a lot of us follow is the Heart Mass Institute and this idea of coherence with the heart. Is that when you're saying it's not the mind that controls the relaxation, are you talking about the coherence with the heart rate? Variability, brain waves and the heart together at the cellular level. So I know from the orchestra, who's the conductor?
Your body.
That's the question.
Your body is the conductor.
Your body is the conductor.
In my what I'm doing, your body is the conductor, and me is like an instrument. It tunes in like a guitar. You need to put the guitar, you tune in the guitar, and then everything sounds like,
Yeah.
But the conductor is not the practitioner, then the conductor is the person who lies there, And give you a sample, sometimes I have people, really bad experience in life.
The knots.
This do you not? She's trying to hang us up again. Bye-bye. That's the knots. And I've actually on the slide as well, really nice explained that for you. When you have what is this in acupuncture? In acupuncture, it is an energetic block, and it can that is most of the time is a trauma. When a trauma has done, it's just your energy doesn't flow straight through your body. Here's the trauma, then energy goes here. It means the whole area around here has no circulation. What I figured out with the technique, what we are doing, I'm doing, I must say I'm the only one who's doing it, is that block even disappears, but in the same time, you're realizing what's happening. And that's the amazing thing, So see, when someone has been, really a bad sample, a bad experience as a child, was physically abused or sexually, and I never speak with people about it. I mean, even when they're sad, but then one day they lie on the bed and then certainly they're coming up with it. And I say, yes. And then I say to them, but hey, listen now, I say, do you realize something? They said, yeah, I can talk about it and it doesn't hurt anymore. That is the knot is open. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that's huge. Yeah.
That means it's open. And with that therapy, it goes so quick, it is unreal. It is. I'm not forcing it. This is what we should not do. So the body has to be ready to let go. Of course, I love. When I started off as psychology, I wanted to study psychology, be Sigmund Freud number 2, in England, but and then when I did the studies over there, be accepted in university, then I figured out it's also political. Why they in England didn't accept Freud while he was from Vienna. And I said, no, I don't want to have to do anything with it. Oh, it's really weird.
Okay, we've got 2 questions from the listeners. Thomas.
Yeah.
We've got one from Deb Flanagan saying, is it similar to bioresonance?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. In what way?
In basically all the ways you were looking. Bioresonance is magnetic fields. Yeah. This works on the magnetic fields, and what I'm doing is absolutely not working in a magnetic field. It works even behind quantum physics. Do not confuse now frequencies with the frequencies what I'm doing. The frequency is, the term frequency is used in many different ways, you know. Bioresonance and all this is based on a biomagnetic frequencies. Mine is more, I call it, on the energetic frequencies, while the body gives his own frequencies out, and they're called isotonic waves. And this is what we are reinforcing. And I love biocom machine. I had a lady, she even rented a room or two out in my clinic for a while. She had a biocom machine as well. I mean, she bought in 2 beds out of it as well, you know, but it's a different approach, you know. With the biocom machine, a frequency is treating the person. In my case, the person is his own doctor. The person treats himself. Does it make sense?
Yeah, you provide the framework within which that body can relax, and
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
its orchestra can play what it needs to play.
Yes, and what is really important as well is the body creates from within his own orchestra, his own notes, his own music, but the body creates it, and who knows it the best? Your body. I'm sorry.
Can you hear it? Can you sort of like? Because I mean, I know with my clients, when they come into coherence, I can actually feel it.
Yeah.
I can see it, feel it.
Also, I tell you now, in a physical way, how you see sometimes there's people on it, and when they look in the mirror, they look 20 years younger.
Right.
I had so many people that say, "Oh my God, I felt like when I was a teenager." You know, they got the energy and everything back. You know, and I can see it in a form energetically, definitely, and physically can see it in the eyes. Remember your friend was there, you know, he came in, he's so stressed, and certainly, you know, was all open, you know, when the body relaxes, you know, and energetically, yes, let's put that way, when you have people there and they certainly see things and all this, you know, also energetically, yes. And sometimes, you know, yeah, sometimes I'm able to see colors or whatever. You know, I don't like to talk about it. Thanks, usually.
You're on the radio.
No, but it's much more to it. Okay, when you really wanted to know, sometimes the room is full of entities.
Right.
People tell me
Nice
that
ones,
as well.
not so nice ones.
That doesn't exist for me, nice and not nice ones. For me, it's blocked energy.
Blocked energy.
It's everything is for me energies. Yes. Makes more sense. And when something comes up, and sometimes something pops in my head, and I just say it, and this helps the person on the bed to realize it. And that's enough for me, you know. And then 5 minutes later, forget about it anyway. To be absolutely frankly, you know, but then I'm completely tuned in, you know. This is what I love on my job, you know. It's actually happening right now. I don't know. You can feel it, you know. The energy is really coming down, and it gives you the coherence, you know. And then on the same thing, it's holding on. It's really a long on holding. It's not only you go there and 2 hours later, something happening, you know.
Yeah,
and
that's
I think you had experienced the same, isn't it?
I think that's what we're all reaching for. I think so many of us limit us because of our traumas because, you know, we learn how we shouldn't be just by watching people being beaten up in the schoolyard, or, you know, people being criticized. So we limit our potential. Yeah. But when we're in that situation, we you know, we let go of those limitations that we've imposed that create the stress.
I can read it,
So we've got
without glasses. Thanks, Deborah. Even without glasses. Yes, all the time, Deborah. I treat people with heart palpitation all the time. They're coming in with my studies have said nothing and all this, and then a little bit research, I ask them questions, and then they're not there for much longer, you know. But it depends how deep it is. But it is 99% is trauma, what causes heart palpitation. And trauma, people did forget about it, you know. And this is even coming up, you know. But as a practitioner, you know, I know the science and I'm not digging, you know. But I got a few people that had heart palpitation. I can actually measure it with the Nihilus machine, you know. It goes really, you can see it certainly the heartbeat for 70, 80, and then certainly goes 100, 200, and then as I say, oh, is the heart pumping a little bit? And actually 3 days ago, a lady there, and but when you want quickly, why she did get heart palpitation was she came here 30 years on the boat, and guess what? The poor woman, the boat was captured by pirates, and you can imagine what they did with her.
Yeah.
And she is completely blocked, and so when she felt she's getting better, boom, 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 boom. But it's her defense mechanism, And this one you have to go really gentle, But she felt immediately on the bed. She's like, oh, I love it, She's so lovely, the lady, Palpitation all the time, yes.
Yeah, the body has to feel safe, or the person has to feel safe before that trauma gets released.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's carrying on.
It is just the magnetic field in the heart, you have to really just think everything. Energy is information center as well, and everything is stored in our cells, in the water. Water is memory. And most of the time, it's not only this in the past. Most of the time, it's not past what was before you here. That's some fun when you can see that one. That comes up, but yeah, that is really interesting. But palpitation, like I said, all the time, they're not so hard to help people with palpitation. Even when in the medical terms, there's another problem, and that is not so hard to deal and help people with that one.
That's the emotional landscape. So moving from the emotional landscape to the marine landscape, Tom Davison is asking, presumably about the type of music from nature, whether putting whale speak sounds would work well in this medium.
Oh, yes. Send it to me. But the good thing is on my beds, you can put some... I got some people that bring their own music and they even put it in and they can feel the vibration. And what's really important is people to understand is when you lie on the bed, you're not listening to the music, you actually feel it. This is what you described with the waves, And the whales, I love it. Can you send me some?
Right, Tom?
I would love, yeah.
Can you source it, please?
Yeah, source. I'm working out with my sound engineer how to get it in.
Hey,
yeah.
You were saying on Saturday you use solfeggio tones, don't you?
Yeah. I just actually wrote the book. It popped in my hand yesterday morning. All these slides I see made yesterday, Julie. And
well prepared.
And I think it's what I was like when in the college. I did my assignments 2 hours before I needed to give it. I just wrote it down quickly. And solfeggio frequency, when I go back in the history, but you should really feel they do feel differently. They do feel, and they actually do the job. But like I said, you can hear them as well, but this time you feel them, and the body is much more.
Yeah, and I think you said
actually, I just did it today with a lady. Oh my God, I do so much. But and I test these frequencies on the machine. You can really see a spark in everything. But you cannot always use them when your body is not ready to let go. You have to do it slowly. You cannot say this is a healing frequencies. First your body needs to be aligned to receive this, and then your orchestra can start, to use it. It's like you're putting too much information in it, and then they get heart palpitation, by the way.
Yeah, I think I tend to think about it as like the security switches that we have for the light systems in the house. If they're flicked off, it's not, you're just going to overload the other rooms.
I always wanted to call one of my clinic the switch, when you go from sympathetic nervous to sympathetic. One clinic one day I called the switch. Maybe I should opening up.
And make the switch.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, you can get discordant chords, can't you? So
sorry?
You can get discordant chords in music. So you just got to realize that solfeggio scale is pure, isn't it? So it's a matter of finding the semitones in that scale, isn't it?
It is, yes. But I mean, when you got a sound engineer, you can do everything. But the thing is, see, you can even bring the music like this. It is the vibration, and everything is made from sound. Light. When you go into physics, that explains it really well. And The reason why I'm not using the term frequencies, why people getting confused, with Rife frequencies and with all this, that is a different. You have to remember, this is your body's own generated frequencies, orchestra. Yeah, I'm not giving in. You have cancer and all this, or you have this or this. The lady with the Ross River and fibromyalgia. I don't have anything for it. But it's a combination of the musical tones, and the history she told me, and it's working,
Yeah, and I think
she brought even another one in, she had heavy her whole life. One session and gone.
Yeah, I think a lot of it is actually that most people are running like at 40, and even I was surprised at how low my resources were.
Yeah.
So when you're running under 50, 60, 40%, at 40% energy, then if you think about it, your cells also need a certain level of oscillation and frequency at microcurrents, and if they don't have it, then you're compromised. So if you top up,
that is exactly what the acoustic restoration therapy does. It tops up, but with the speed what your body creates. Where you can take too many minerals, you can make too many of this and this. Has a side effects, and this is you can find out. When you do blood tests and all this amazing stuff. But yeah, exactly is how it works, like you said.
Actually, I was just thinking when you said about bringing the whale music in, because Norman Deutsch, who has written a lot about the brain that heals itself, plasticity, actually looked into some sound music techniques that were being used for kids that are autistic, and one of the methods, a French guy, I can't remember his name, is they basically say that they have to train them to get used to differentiate between different sounds, and what they do is they actually play the voice of the mother from the womb.
Yep.
And that calms them down. It takes them back to reset. And then from there they start playing
cell memories,
teaching them to differentiate the sounds by playing classical music.
Absolutely.
So I guess if people, in the audience are wanting to experiment with that and you've got the sound bed, then that's probably something where you could combine.
You can combine with everything. It is absolutely combined with everything.
And you've treated babies before as well, haven't you?
Oh, magic.
Yeah.
But I figured out, as young as the person is, let's say the restoration or the healing process is much, much quicker. It just takes longer as we're getting older, and that makes sense. As we're getting older, it takes longer. But I had really amazing things happening with the mother. She came in first. She was so stressed, and that was me usually, okay, let's talk later, go on the bed. Could not get any sense out of her, And wow, and amazing results with her. And one day, I just said out of fun, I said, why not putting your kid on it? Oh, we have problems at school, they want to put her on Ritalin and all this. I said, listen, just put her on the bed or lie down with her, it's really not a big deal, Let's see how she likes it, Well, common sense, put a really grounding sound on, or the frequency, whatever I want to call it now. And within a month, she was the number one student from the whole school.
You what?
She was the number one student. She won everything. She didn't stop reading books, nothing. As before, she couldn't sing for one. ADHD with him like this, And but like I said, it's just meant to be,
Yeah, and it's also just which frequency to listen to,
Yeah, and she could feel it in the beginning. She was not even sitting on there for 2 minutes and started screaming. I said, that's normal, but I don't know what's going on. Then I said to mother, you lie down with her, and then boom, And kids are really, really amazing. Kids are so amazing.
So what you're really saying is that
I need to look at you. It's so confusing for me. Yeah.
So coming back to the food we eat, because we're part of the food chain, are you saying that some of the food we've got or eating is an inhibitor to our own cellular communication links?
Yeah, of course.
It's almost like a battle going on to get in charge of our own humanity, our own God self, so to speak.
See, we're living in a completely different time today, and even in a time like today, you still can live like this, what you just described, But I mean, I love my chocolate and love my yogurts or all that stuff as well, but I mean, I don't make it as a main source for my nutrition, where I know, when I was a teenager, I mean, of course I didn't care about it, but later on as you grow older, I mean, you really look up the studies, when every problem starts with the weed and all this, certainly all the diabetes started to come up, but it's not natural. Natural means unprocessed from down there, from Earth, and they can't do it. They can't supply millions of tons of food, It has to be chemically done, When you go to the supermarket, when you think you're getting the fresh fruit from these seasons, good luck. This is deep frozen for years in there. Also, this is not fresh. It is not fresh. Fresh apple is with 3 days is blackened. It's gone, Understandable, but it is business, and no one starved to death, and there's enough here. But I mean, I don't understand how people can eat McDonald's, to be honest. I mean, this is really dead food, And but anyway, everyone has to do that. And most of the time, be honest, I mean, you're eating it, and 10 minutes later you're hungry again, And nutrition is a very, very vital part, of course. I mean, we are living being here. It needs to get nutrition from somewhere, And our body is not programmed what's going on now, with all this technique and all this, That's why I love Bruce Lipton so much, He explained it. It's in so easy words, It's the outer environment. This is why our energetic field gets confused. But everyone thinks the energetic field is going to kill us. No, the body is looking for a way to keep homeostasis. And then the problem starts, when it's you constantly get bombarded with radio waves, with everything, And the start is out there, And what it really shocked me, that was another reason why I did all this, was when I was in the hospital with leukemia and all this. Oh my God, there were so many teenagers there.
Really?
I was shocked. I was really shocked. So many 16 years, 15 years. And I said, how, And I said, that has to stop, I mean, out of nowhere, leukemia. And I got something what I have then, I said now, institute going on soon as well, It's the first one a little bit on YouTube where I download videos and informations. But when someone comes to see me, all my clients, they have a privilege. They're getting certain videos to watch that's relevant what's going on. But nutrition is always nutrition involved as well, And of course, everyone can have a pizza, ice cream. I love my pizza, Come on. So everyone loves ice cream, But on a daily basis, it's definitely not working. I did that. It didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for many people. And this is maybe what helps a lot of people to understand as well. You test first of all, when we're 30 years old, we have 50% less digestive enzymes in our body. And as we're growing older, most of the time we have hardly any. And when you eat in food, what takes months and months to break down, that stuck in the body. And this is a blockage, isn't it? That's simply explained.
It's all backed up.
I had people with restless legs, and later it was so amazing. And the whole family were doctors, professors, their own chemists, everything, And it was so funny. And then she said, every night at 7 o'clock I get restless legs. And I said, oh, okay, that's weird. You're actually not so bad. But then I figured out at 5:30 they have always dinner, or lunch, or whatever you call it here. And digestive enzymes. They tried everything, couldn't find anything what could make, and she had it for 2-3 hours, but every day. Was the food she was eating, the poor thing. Was the food, yeah.
I'll send them to you in the future, restless leg syndrome people.
That is absolute, it was just the food, and let's figure it out, it's all you get. We need digestive enzymes, and I have this all in my really good ones in my clinic. They're doing the job. I got people on it that had for 10 years diarrhea, and guess what? 2 weeks not there anymore. But they have to stick on it, right? It's a process, and And then when you combine this with the beds, then they get even better results, you know.
So summarizing here,
Yeah.
people are familiar now that kidney stones, gallstones, you don't have to have a physical operation. You can use sound waves at certain frequencies that can smash them, break them up, whatever you want. What you're saying is that there's a discordant field between our cells, and it's based on a chemical input, which has been food that lacks nutrition. And as a result, what we need to do is, what you're suggesting is that what we need to do is go back to the original template that our body operates on, where our cells are talking to each other, and you need to get rid of that discordant field. And because our body is made up of so much water, the actual sound waves that are traveling through your acoustic regenerative table, because you can set it to all these different musical tones,
Yeah.
people can get so relaxed. It's a relaxation technique, and all of a sudden your body starts to heal itself.
Yeah.
There's no puff the magic dragon stuff. There's no wishy-washy. Your body knows what it's got to do to restore itself.
I can bring it down, but we sit here till 12 o'clock. I got everything on research papers, but most of them is done in the 60s, 70s, and this is all brought under the table. And then some people comes, really buys it off to make a patent of it and make something out of it. You know, this is just the way we are in it now, you know. And this is basically with everything. It's with the frequencies as well, you know. They have a patent on it on one person, you know. But hey, make them a patent of it of your own body's frequencies. Good luck with that one. That's a lot out there. Trust me. There's not only you have to think we have trillions of cells in us, you know. And the reason is why it works so effective is what I think is water is the best conductor for sound waves. Means you get so much information in there, and not telling you what's in the frequencies or in the sound waves is, of course, this is a little secret, but the way how it is conducted and put together, that is just a little bit unique, I would say, you know, and you have felt the experience.
You can guarantee access to 70% of your trillions of cells
Yes.
by using water. Sound waves.
Yeah, and then you will be Lucy in the end.
Lucy.
Yes, chef. But really, trust me, I've seen when you combine this with the right nutrition, what of course I have in my clinic, where I started that nutrition, I've seen it on my clients. For that one, what I have at the moment, I've really, believe it or not, over 95% of my products disappeared. And certainly people's gray hair disappearing, including mine. It was completely gray, you know. And the thing is, the body needs the nutrition. Without this, is not possible, you know. And this is why we have the problems now. Ask every nurse, why you think the babies are certainly so big, you know, when they're really gigantic babies coming out, you know. There's nutritional deficiencies. They're all diabetic. Yeah. No, the mothers. It's never been like that, you know. This is why it's not enough nutrition in there. And then, you know, you have to ask, situations we're in today, people are forced to eat the junk food. They can't afford other food. They need to have something in there, you know. There you need to find your personal line in there, you know. And it's well known in natural therapy, vitamin, I think, B3 for depression, you know. It's not one tablet. You have to swallow the whole bottle, the 30, 60 tablets in one day. Within 1-2 weeks, you get a different outcome when you have just 1 or 2, you know. And but now we have the opportunity just to lie there, basically. No, I'm a Scorpio. I don't like to work too much. So just lie there and relax and let the body do the job, you know. And it is challenging, you know, and I had many people there, everything disappeared, you know, and then the input from other people, you know, and then the negative takes over. Not much I can do, you know, but it works amazingly. And for kids, just
So
that is so nice to see.
What's your opening hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, Monday to Friday?
Opening up, yeah, when I'm there. Opening up Saturdays as well now. and I got another clinic soon in as a bed in West End as well. Maybe Gold Coast. I'm looking for a place now. Sunshine Coast, developing. I tried it. I had one bed up there, but then I needed it down here. Also, I start spreading now. And also the main place at the moment for the whole testing is Brisbane, Geebang.
Yeah.
But the thing is, see, you don't have to only come in when you're sick, you know. I got a lot of my clients, they just come in to recharge, you know. I don't even see them. And they come every 2-3 months, go on the machine, everything okay. When all the people they had a successful journey, you know, with the cancer and all this, they're still coming and they do their blood tests. There's everything okay. They do the energetic test. Everything works out for them, you know. And at the moment, yeah, I'm planning to expand, you know, even with the lovely COVID at the moment, you know. But the thing is, it works pretty well also.
So if we ring you up and ask for an appointment,
yeah,
how long does that appointment go for?
Depends how I'm booked. So usually 1 hour, 15 minutes. And you know me, I don't stop talking. Someone can take 2 hours. I don't care. I don't have at the moment a walk-in clinic. Mine is by appointment only, you know. And I've got 3 beds in my clinic, and I'm really good in coordinating this. But when someone really needs longer, that's not leaving till it's relaxed.
And how long do they have on a table?
Sorry?
How long would you have someone on the table for?
Also in the first thing, when someone comes in and they have some problems or disease, or they need help, you know, support when they're doing, like, say, chemo, they have gone through a treatment and they feel like they need a little bit of push energetically. That goes usually an hour, you know. When they're really, really, when I'm really busy, sometimes people are like, 2 hours on it. Sometimes I forgot about them. Oops, I got someone on the table. Really, it's happening, you know. And so I find out the beds are really working good when you're a hangover. Yeah, really, the lady had a hangover, you know. That was so amazing. We laughed our head off. She came with the partner in, and he took long, and I said, "Oh my God, I forgot her on the table," you know. And she woke up completely sober and said, "Oh my God, I feel so good," you know. On top of it, she had her whole life hay fever. Guess what's happened with the hay fever? Completely disappeared, you know. All stress related, trust me, it's amazing. But stress related, this is really 80-90%. When you get this under control, the body brings it back, you know. And even when you need help, and then, you know, come to us, or with medicine, with whatever, you know. This is here. That's why I have developed the beds, yeah. And yeah, it works really well, yeah. And like I said, also depends. What I'm doing right now is as well, I have built it up now so people can just come for relaxation as well, what I call just chakra balance or calm, you know. They just come in without testing. And we're bringing soon a few specials out as well. We just have implemented a new software in the clinic. And then when you are a member, I don't know, you're familiar with Float Tank. They do some monthly memberships. I'll probably start this as well. And then all the members have an access to my videos as well. You know, not only testimonials and on links for Bruce Lipton and all this, what makes relevant to help a little bit to understand the process, what's going on in the clinic, you know. And it's basically open from Monday till Saturdays. Sometimes I see people on Sundays as well, you know, when they're really desperately. I've got many people that are coming from the bush, when they're traveling 4 or 5 hours down here to see me. Of course, I'll be there for them on a Sunday, you know. But I see them mostly then for 2 hours or 3, you know. And like now, I do something together with a friend. She does colonics in West Ends, you know, and I love colonics. So I think people need a little bit of washout. And we're doing soon a talk there as well, you know, how I can help the people that are doing colonics.
You have a Facebook site where people can follow to find more information?
Yes. I forgot about that because I'm on my Facebook site. I do this on the International Holistic Center of Natural Medicine. Yeah. I got another one for acoustic restoration therapy as well. But I'm starting like now a YouTube channel as well. I only started now. I'm just making everything up there, but this is my first time I go really public like this and talk about it. You know, I think people need really to know there's something out there what really can help them when they're doing a therapy, what is helping them, but they would like to have a little bit more power, you know, to go over the problem. You know, they just have to come in and lie there and put the right program in, and it'll work then, I guess.
Yeah.
And I do a little bit more testing with I nearly said Lucy, with Jeff. But we probably do once a month he comes, and then maybe we do him on another thing again, and then we can tell your journey then to the listeners how it went, you know. What you said to me, when he's still here, yeah, with you as well. I have enough time, you know. But what you said when you were on the bed, it makes absolutely so sense, you know. And I told you, you're too much out there, but the bed brings you back to the being, and I think that's what's happening to you. And you're, I think you could see then, you know, stuff was still here, but it felt differently.
Yeah,
you know?
100%. Yeah, I'm a believer, mate.
Yeah.
That soundtrack.
But the thing is, and that's going to be interesting, what you saw, you know, that's going to be then intensified, but in a completely different picture then, you know, and I wanted to see that. And then we call him Lucy.
All right, we'll
Yeah,
watch
do that one. Watch the space. Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you very much for coming to the show and joining us, Thomas. And thank you, dear listeners, for joining us once again. Next week, Jeff, who's on the program next week, one of your contacts, right?
Patrick Gamble, yeah. This guy's an awesome fella. He's a builder. He's actually a builder, eh? But you ever seen that movie Ghost, Whoopi Goldberg, you know? And Patrick Swayze moves in and he starts to go up to the Demi Moore. Is that his partner? Yeah.
Yeah, Demi Moore, yeah.
Yeah, and then the light comes and he sort of pulls out of Whoopi Goldberg, yeah. Well, I have to say, Patrick is a hands-on builder down there in Cornwall, UK. And his artwork, I have to say, is just exquisite. And he has this artist who calls himself John. And this guy John then comes through and gives you this really strong, what's the word, impression that it puts it onto the easel, yeah? So let's bring him on. Let's just show you what he looks like. There's our boy, yeah? Awesome guy, just got that
wow.
Cornish, for that Cornish.
Oh, look at that painting. That looks amazing.
Love
Yeah.
the stag, the white stag.
There he is. He looks like from Penzance, you know. The,
Yeah.
Looks like a pirate.
Yeah,
it
definitely
does
from
look
there.
like a pirate.
Yeah, actually, it's just not the head. Yeah, but the paintings.
My battery's running low.
Okay. So there he is on stage. This is my mate, Bill
Yeah.
Harrison. He was a fantastic fellow. He passed away 12 years ago.
Ooh, I love their paintings.
Yeah.
Is he doing them?
Yeah, he does. This is all channeled paintings, yeah.
I can see that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the whales.
Yeah.
I definitely, whoever said this with the whales, please send me their CDs.
Yeah, I'll be on to him.
Be on to him, but that's going to be absolutely. You know what I do at the moment? We're still on, or is it finished?
We're still on.
Yeah, doesn't matter. At the moment, you know, Ayurvedic, when they're on a certain time, I'm just working on it.
Yeah.
I got, and you know what the funny thing is? I could not find the CDs here, just from overseas, wouldn't have get it, you know. Then I found a lady in Malene who had them. And you know me, I'm shy, of course I'm calling up, you know. And guess what? Next day I had them in my hands. She said, oh yeah. She said, you know, the funny thing is, I just wanted to put them in a box and give them away on a place. And now you're calling up, they're yours, as it meant to be. I implement this now on the beds as well, you know.
quantum fields helping you.
Oh yeah, trust me. Without that, it's not possible. But I mean, what coincidence is that? You know, she said she was actually had them in the hand when I called her, and she wanted to put them away. Say, I'm not using them. Everything is digital. I say, I'm not a digital person. You know, especially where I live, the internet is in and out all the time. You know, also, and she said, yeah, they're yours. I also went up to Malene and picked them up. And on my computer, tomorrow comes the sound engineer in, and we're working on it, and so you can feel them, you know. And I think that has a big impact, you know. You know, with the hours and all. I mean, the music is, you know, how the music is, but oh wow, I can't wait to do that. It is.
Okay.
The race, yeah. See ya.
Thank you very much.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
meet you.
listening.
Love you.
Lovely
Bye,
day.
buddy.
Yeah.
Take care.
Okay.